What's up, champs? Welcome back to the channel. Let's jump straight into today's MMA news. Paddy Pimblett has been enjoying every second of the UFC 324 announcement, especially with the ongoing tension between him and an Arman. Right after Dana revealed the matchup, Paddy jumped on Instagram and posted a hype video celebrating the fight. In the middle of that clip, he even flashed a picture of Arman crying, clearly taking a shot at him and leaning into their rivalry. But Paddy didn't stop there. He took the trash talk over to X, where he posted a message aimed directly at Arman, writing, "You like apples?" It was short, smug, and perfectly in line with the way Paddy has been building this feud. The reaction from fans was immediate, with some loving the trash talk and others calling it disrespectful, especially considering Arman has been vocal about being frustrated with the UFC's decision to move forward without him. For Paddy, though, this is all part of the entertainment. He's leaning into the spotlight, hyping up the interim title fight, and making sure everyone knows he's ready to make the most of this moment. With UFC 324 approaching, the back and forth between these two only adds more fuel to an already heated storyline. Before we continue, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. Moving on to another news. Another UFC 324 matchup has just been revealed, and it's a big one for the rising prospects in the middleweight division. Ilia Topuria is set to take on Andre Pulver at UFC 324, and fans are already eyeing this as a serious test for both men. Topuria is currently 4-0 in the UFC, with every single win coming by KO or TKO. His most recent performance at UFC 320 saw him dismantle Trey Don Vines with a first-round TKO, showcasing his calm pressure, sharp shot selection, and finishing instincts. On the other side, Pulver is 2-1 in the UFC, and he's coming off an impressive win over Nick Klein, where he stopped him with brutal body kicks in the second round. Pulver's style has been developing fast, mixing power with patience, and he's shown he can make adjustments mid-fight. This matchup is interesting because both fighters are still early in their UFC runs, yet they've already shown serious potential. Topuria brings explosive striking and fast starts, while Pulver is more methodical and dangerous as the fight goes on. With the middleweight division heating up, this bout could determine which of these up-and-comers takes a big step toward the rankings. It's the kind of fight that can change the trajectory of a career, and UFC 324 just got even more exciting. Moving on to another news. Pereira has once again sparked speculation about a potential move to heavyweight after posting another cryptic picture on Instagram. In the photo, he's holding 2 UFC belts, along with a caption that reads, 2 + 1 = 3. Fans immediately jumped on it, suggesting that he might be hinting at going after a third belt in a third division. Considering how quickly Pereira has climbed through middleweight and light heavyweight, the idea of him chasing heavyweight gold doesn't feel far-fetched at all. What makes the situation even more interesting is that Jon Jones has been calling him out publicly, urging him to come to the White House and teasing a potential matchup. But if Pereira really wants that third title, he wouldn't be fighting Jones right away. Instead, he would need to face the winner of the Aspinall vs. Gain rematch, since that fight will determine the official champion of the division. Only after that would a super fight with Jones make sense, assuming Jones returns and the UFC wants to book it. Still, Pereira's caption has fans buzzing. His rapid rise, knockout power, and ability to adapt between weight classes make the idea of him competing at heavyweight both exciting and realistic. Whether he's genuinely teasing a move or just stirring the pot on social media, only time will tell what he meant by 2 + 1 = 3. But one thing is certain, the moment Pereira hints at anything, the MMA world pays attention, and this time is no different. Moving on to another news. Just weeks out from UFC 324, Umar Nurmagomedov has officially been booked to face Deiveson Figueiredo, and this matchup carries massive weight for the entire bantamweight division. If Umar gets the win, there's no doubt he becomes the next in line for a rematch with Merab. He remains the only fighter in recent memory who made a fight with Merab even remotely competitive, while everyone else has been overwhelmed by Merab's relentless pressure and pace. Fresh off his dominant victory over Corey Sandhagen, Merab has been vocal about Umar. In a recent interview with Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo, he called Umar out for being fake on social media. According to Merab, tweets posted from Umar's account weren't actually written by him, and he accused Umar of letting others speak for him online. For Merab, that crossed the line, especially when some of those posts included disrespectful comments and even labeled him a fake champion. That's what truly frustrated him. Merab explained that he would never allow anyone, not a manager, not a teammate, not a friend, to tweet on his behalf. When the words aren't coming from the fighter themselves, he feels it takes away authenticity and respect, something he values deeply as the champion. This upcoming fight with Figueiredo isn't just another test for Umar. It's his chance to make a statement. This is his opportunity to show he belongs at the absolute top of the division, to secure his claim for a rematch with Merab, and to remind the world why he's considered one of the most dangerous rising contenders at bantamweight. Figueiredo, with his power and championship experience, brings real danger, making this matchup even more compelling. Umar knows that a victory here puts everything back in motion for him. Fans have been waiting to see how he responds to the pressure, the criticism, and the spotlight that comes with a fight of this magnitude. With UFC 324 approaching quickly, the stakes are enormous, and both fighters understand exactly what's on the line. This bout could reshape the future of the division and set up one of the most anticipated rematches in recent UFC history. Moving on to another news, Bisping has weighed in on the chaos surrounding Paddy Pimblett, getting an interim title shot against Justin Gaethje, a matchup that sent the MMA world into a frenzy the moment it was announced. As soon as the news dropped, outrage erupted across social media. Fans called it a robbery, a rankings disaster, and straight-up punishment for Arman, who many believe has earned the rightful position as #1 contender. Instead of rewarding the fighter who has been grinding for years, the UFC chose star power. Paddy brings hype, Justin brings guaranteed violence, and the storyline brings clicks. Merit took a back seat, similar to what happened with Alex Volkanovski and Diego Lopez, where the more viral fighter jumped the line over the one who actually earned it. What stung fans even more was Dana confirming that the winner of Paddy versus Justin will face Ilia in late 2026. That pushes Arman further into limbo, almost forcing him to sit out for an entire year. His pullout from the Islam rematch cost him dearly. That was supposed to be his defining moment, the chance to solidify himself, but instead, the division continued without him. His frustration is understandable, as he now watches the title picture move forward without the #1 contender included. Bisping reacted by breaking down the situation from his perspective. He explained that winning an interim belt essentially makes you the #1 contender, and he admitted that if Paddy pulls this off, it would be unbelievable. He pointed out that this would add to the list of champions from the UK, which already includes several notable names. For Justin, Bisping emphasized that this feels like the final run. He has already had 2 title fights, one against Charles Oliveira and one against Khabib. Now he gets another chance, but this time against Paddy, a matchup many see as far more favorable for him compared to fighting Khabib or Islam, who many consider among the greatest of all time. When breaking down the matchup itself, Bisping said, "It is clearly an easier stylistic fight for Justin compared to the elite grapplers he has previously faced." The question becomes whether Paddy will be able to take him down, whether he will move around the octagon with the same energy and pace he's shown before, and whether he'll try to replicate the polished movement of Max Holloway. Bisping reinforced that standing and trading with Justin is dangerous because of his knockout power, but he warned fans not to underestimate Paddy. Despite the criticism, Paddy always finds a way to rise to big moments. With all eyes now on UFC 324, the pressure builds. The matchmaking has created tension, storylines, and a massive wave of reactions, and Bisping's breakdown only adds more fuel to an already electric situation. Moving on to another news, Arman is not happy following the UFC 324 announcement. Last night, a late upload revealed the new UFC 324 fights announced during the NFL halftime show, and fans who missed it can't really be blamed. Dana White confirmed that Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje will be fighting for the interim lightweight title. Moments earlier, Ilia had posted that he's dealing with personal issues and won't be fighting in the first quarter, meaning the winner of Gaethje versus Paddy will hold the interim belt and eventually face Ilia when he returns. This entire situation has confused a lot of people for several reasons. First, Justin Gaethje had been openly saying he would only accept a title fight next, yet an interim title seems to have satisfied him. Second, it raises the big question of what happens to Arman, the #1 contender at lightweight. He was already ranked #1 before his recent win, and his dominant performance in Qatar didn't earn him a title shot either. Dana still appears to hold some frustration toward Arman for pulling out of UFC 311. And now, despite earning his spot, he's pushed aside once again. Arman reacted on X with a simple message: make it make sense. It's hard not to feel for him. Being ranked #1 but having to take another fight puts him in a tough position, especially considering the timeline Ilia mentioned. If Ilia returns in spring 2026, he likely wouldn't defend again until fall 2026. That means Arman could be stuck waiting almost a full year for this situation to unfold, unless he risks his position by taking another bout. Ariel Helwani also didn't hold back during his YouTube video, calling out the UFC's decision-making. He pointed out that the interim title fight doesn't include the champion Ilia, nor does it include the #1 contender Arman. Ariel labeled the matchup a makeshift fight, comparing its prestige to a BMF title. He said he always wanted to see Paddy fight for a belt and acknowledged Justin's earlier claims that he would retire without a title shot, noting that he clearly isn't retiring now. Still, Ariel emphasized how bizarre it is that this bout is headlining over Kayla Harrison versus Holly Holm, and that the whole situation feels completely out of place. Overall, the lightweight division has turned into a confusing puzzle. Arman is stuck on the sidelines despite earning his position. Ilia is taking time away, and the UFC is moving ahead with a fight many consider questionable. The frustration from fans, analysts, and especially Arman is more than understandable, as the picture for 155 pounds remains unclear going forward. Moving on to another news. The MMA community has been going off on Ilia for what many are calling fake behavior. Yesterday, it was announced that Cristiano Ronaldo is now a shareholder in Way of Warrior FC, an MMA organization that Ilia is also a part owner of. To welcome Ronaldo, Ilia posted on Twitter writing, "Welcome to the family, Cristiano." On the surface, it looked like a simple, positive message, but fans quickly dug up an older clip of Ilia that painted a very different picture. In that interview, Ilia was asked who he would personally invite to one of his events. He answered, "The person I'm going to invite personally is Messi, because he lives in Miami. So Cristiano, as long as Messi exists." That old clip spread fast, and fans wasted no time calling him out. Many said Ilia only started showing public support for Ronaldo once it benefited him financially. The accusations were harsh, with people saying money changes people, and that this was a perfect example. Comments poured in across social media. Some wrote that Ilia is suddenly on his best behavior now that Ronaldo has invested in his company. Others called him a cheap Connor copy. A few pointed out that Ilia used to be a Valencia fan, but once fame hit, he switched over to Madrid supporters for clout. They labeled him the definition of a hypocrite. Many fans said there's nothing worse than someone who jokes about someone publicly, then suddenly acts like their biggest supporter when there's money involved. They accused him of disrespecting Ronaldo in the past just to praise Messi, only to now flip sides because of financial gain. The frustration from the fans came down to authenticity. They felt Ilia had turned the people who applauded his confidence into clowns by switching his stance the moment Ronaldo became a business partner. Comments like, "We don't know you, buddy," and "Cristiano always has the last laugh" reflected how quickly the community went from supporting Ilia to questioning his character. What began as a routine welcome message exploded into a heated backlash, all centered on whether Ilia's praise was genuine or simply driven by business interests. Moving on to another news, Dana White is under heavy fire from the MMA community after announcing yet another controversial matchup. Earlier in the video, we mentioned the Arman situation, but that wasn't the only booking that set fans off. Yesterday, it was confirmed that UFC 325 will take place just 1 week after UFC 324. With that announcement, Dana revealed that Alexander Volkanovski will be rematching Diego Lopez for the featherweight title. The two fought earlier this year in April, where Lopez impressed but clearly came up short. Since then, Lopez picked up a solid win over Gene Silva, while Volk was sidelined. As soon as Dana revealed the rematch, the MMA community erupted with frustration. Many felt that Laurent Murphy and Movsar Evloev were the rightful title contenders. Fans argued that they already saw Lopez versus Volk, and the first fight wasn't close enough to warrant an immediate redo. Murphy reacted on X, saying the missed opportunity to face one of featherweight's greats hurt the most, and complained that popularity now outweighs merit. Former UFC fighter Cub Swanson responded, saying the UFC has always been this way. Fighters just don't notice until it affects them. Movsar then wrote to Murphy, offering him a fight on the same card to prove who deserves #1 contender status. Things escalated when Murphy took shots at Evloev, teasing a video where he allegedly knocked him out in training. He posted a screenshot with the message, "Since the guy wants to be disrespectful, I shall share some content, never forget." That stirred even more drama, but the central controversy stayed locked on Dana and the matchmaking. Fans online tore into the UFC's decision-making. Many agreed that Movsar and Murphy should have been next. Others pointed out that Lopez already got a shot, and jumping him ahead again was disrespectful to undefeated contenders. Some said the UFC constantly ignores rankings, and this was another example of hype being valued over merit. Comments poured in calling it sabotage, lazy matchmaking, and an insult to the division. People noted that Volk hasn't fought in 10 months, and making him rematch someone he already beat convincingly felt like a waste of his time. Others argued that the UFC seems desperate to crown Lopez, giving him chance after chance. They questioned why fighters on long win streaks keep getting overlooked, stating that one ranked win shouldn't earn anyone an immediate title rematch. Hardcore fans expressed that decisions like this will eventually push people away from the sport. Volk eventually responded on YouTube, saying he believes Murphy and Movsar deserve the shot, but the UFC chose Lopez. He explained that he wanted to fight earlier, possibly in December, and expected Murphy to be the opponent. He said he'll fight whoever the UFC puts in front of him, even if he feels others were more deserving, and acknowledged that Lopez brings an exciting style that fans might enjoy.